Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Great League Remix Legend team from Z, who always contributes, and there's two reasons I'm showcasing it. One, I'm going to make a joke here. I'm using his battles as a palate cleanser to get off the 2000 ELO battles that I've been showcasing, because he's always a top leaderboard legend player. But two, in his write-up, he actually said his first line was, "Hi Dan, like a lot of people, I have been struggling to reach legend this season." And it goes, and I think this is the perfect first line because he is a top leaderboard player in, season out. And to say he does hit legend here, but for him to take up until what 5 weeks left in the season to hit legend, again, that's still a lot of time. But for him, it's not. And I think a lot of people have been struggling with legend this season. Even a lot of the big names are going to hit legend with these, but I think even a lot of people who have constantly been expert legend the last few seasons are having trouble. And in his write up, he kind of writes, partially because of the RPS meta, which I agree, it is very RPS, more so than normal, it feels like, but mostly because I have lost so many games to back-breaking one-turn legs that completely decide a game. I don't think I'm exaggerating when saying that I probably have lost about 20 to 30 games because of this season. You need about 100 more wins than losses to reach legends, so that makes a huge difference. And one turn leg, there's two times one turn legs are happening. So before we again, this is gonna be maybe a longer video because we need to explain some of this stuff. The one turn leg I'm dealing with the most is the one turn leg that coming into a matchup with your other Pokemon. So there are now certain things that smart players could easily win matchups that they're now losing matchups on issues of timing or like charge moves. So for example, if the game works as properly when there should not be a one turn leg coming in or a one turn count coming in, if you bank a move on an attack heavy Pokemon and you either you get out and let your other Pokemon go down knowing that you're going to win CMP coming back in, if you get a one turn sort of leg or one turn coming in, you do not get that move off now. Your opponent has a chance to get the move off. If the game is consistent, where I'm having issue is with the fast move timing. So for example, let's say that you have a a 2 or 3 turn move, whatever. But your opponent has a 4 or 5 turn move, let's just say. And let's say you're in and your opponent's coming in. You have two options now. You have an option to try to get this one turn leg and if you say you have a charge move and throw that charge move, hoping that this one turn leg happens. And they don't get their fast move through. But if the game doesn't work because it's inconsistent, and the inconsistency is the biggest issue, if they somehow do get that move off, you're letting a 4 to 5 turn move come in free, which is a terrible energy management strategy, right? So if the game was working as properly and I had like a 2 turn move versus there's a 5 turn move, I would go 2 fast moves and then a charge move. But what's happening here is you sometimes get a 1 turn leg coming in, sometimes you don't. So it's like, do you try to just beat them for that 1 turn leg and try to make sure that they don't get it? And it's not even up to you half the time, it's just the game. So it's very frustrating, and these sort of things do cost games. So now if you're losing, he's saying 20 or 30 games and you need to be plus 100 to hit legend, you now need to find these losses. Not only do you need to find these losses on the other end, you need to double them to get to the 100 plus, right? So managed to climb from 2680 to legend in the first 2 days of Remix with this team, and even had a 12-game winning streak. The thought process behind the team is that I believed Amoonguss would do great versus what the meta, and I believe Pangoro would be very uncommon. So I wanted 2 answers to that. One of them in a good save swap and Primeape, and the other completely destroys the Panda no matter how much energy or shields it has. I have dropped some elo in the last day. Been a lot of Pidgeot leads lately. Yeah, I forget what content creator put it out, but yes, Pidgeot is out there a lot. And this is very difficult for this team, but as long as the opponent doesn't have a flyer in the lead, this team can win against most things. I messed up a little bit when I'm recording, when I forgot to stop after the first battle. Oh, I've already edited that, so that's fine. Not doing fantastic in these matches, but I thought I should share what brought me to legend. Yes, we always love showcasing legend runs here. So that's the thought process behind the team. That's the team. That's the issues with GBL right now. Let's look at some battles. Starting with Pidgeot. Oh boy. Okay. Where do you go from here? Going straight into the Togetic. Honestly, you hope that you can just get a move off here. And yeah, they eventually come in with their Tinkatong, and right now this is looking very, very, very rough for this team. If you come out of this matchup, good for you, because I do not know how you're going to come out of this matchup. So Dazzling Gleam, resisted. They're going to have super effective. Maybe not. Maybe they have Bulldoze. Yeah, it looks like Bulldoze and Play Rough probably. But get that off, get the Play Rough. So Mungus is going to come in. What do? You have to, I was going to say let all this go. There's your Bulldoze, so that's why they didn't have the Steel type move. But you almost need to shield this next one up, because my only worry is that if you let these moves go, Gust is just going to absolutely destroy this team. So now you get potentially a lowered attack Feathered Dance, and you have to reset, and then you're going to be Air Cutter, but still. You basically need to like get both of these moves off. Oh, and they don't even shield. Okay, this game's over. Yeah, like it's almost impossible to come back from this lead. Have to shield out the move. It is a Gust, so it's 2 versus 4, which makes it tricky to throw here. Yeah, you got to throw on the odd one. They'll likely shield and get to another move here. No, Dust Noir comes in. Could probably just safely farm down, shield and farm down if they want. Yeah. Yeah, that was going to be pretty tough to come back from. One content creator puts it out, and then it's freaking everywhere. Okay, so we have Toxpex lead, so kind of even-ish. Getting to the Grass Knot. Does chip. I assume they'll go... They could bait the Brine, but I assume they'll just go Sludge Wave. And that does land, but Amoonguss is pretty tanky, so able to do that. And farm down, so take it in the zeros. That's nice. Especially with the Diggersby, you can align with Primeape here. You have Togetic in the back. Honestly, I may shield this, but letting it, I mean, you can live Scorching Sands, but I just assume with the Togetic in the back that has a little more bulk than Primeape, you might want to shield out the Primeape. And Greninja. So it does not matter in the ending here. This will grab a shield, and then you're just going to dominate with the shield advantage here. So Hydro Cannon does land. I guess you're worried about like them baiting Night Slash and boosting and then being able to Hydro you out there. It does make it easier for the baits here now on the Night Slash, but I guess the concern is double Night Slash bait boosted into a Hydro that one shots could be like sort of your lose con here. Okay, we just saw this, so again with the Grass Knot. You took it into the zeros last time, so let's see if that happens this time. Again with the Sludge Wave. That did a little more than the last one. I guess more of attack heavy Toxpex, because that last one Sludge Wave put you in the yellow, but this one took you, unless they overfarmed a bit here. But same result. No, they get to the Brine. More bulk. Clearly IV dependent. Like, kind of interesting to see that exact same matchup just happen, but this one being IV dependent, and it is is it the same team? But just, I'm guessing it's Greninja. Did a content creator put this team out? God damn, people, stop using content creators teams. So do the close combat, assume it's Greninja. Didn't we just run into this like last matchup? And Z actually, yeah, it is. And Z is one of the few people, some people do this, labels the matchup like set 1 game 1, set 1 game 2. So this is truly, the last one was set 1 game 2, and this is set 1 game 3. So having just gone back to back, knowing what the team is, it's kind of hilarious. So maybe I'll do a few more battles. We got to talk about this copying content creator thing. Yeah. We gotta talk about this content creator copying going on here. But we'll do that after a few more battles. Okay, take that out. Helps knowing the team. What do we got next? Pidgeot. Crap, so we're not going to get out of this one either, right? We're going to go Togetic again. Again, I would try to get off a move. Like, if you can throw a move here. Yeah, good. You have to throw the move. You have to burn the Switchcock. You have to try and chip. You grab the shield. That's okay. These are all things you need to kind of do. Gonna shield up a potential move. It is a Feather Dance, so that is rough. They do eventually get out into Grumpig. Your attack is 2 times lowered with Feather Dance there, so it is very, very tough to now do any sort of real damage here. Trying to burn the clock and come into Moongus and just get ahead on energy. Yeah. So just spamming the Aerial Aces. You know, the only concern is if a Shadow Ball lands and the sideways are going to add up. Yeah, that's my only concern here. What do? Come and try and karate? No, you're trying to save the energy, and a Pidgeot comes in for the snipe. Get a move off, but this will not enough. And then the 3 versus 4 turn move, so that 4 registers before you get the 3 plus the charge move off. I've explained that in a previous video. Togetic comes in, gets taken out, and unless you can karate chop down, this is another top left here. Yeah, it's like, what are you supposed to do? Don't use this team if everyone's... I've seen a couple of Pidgeots, and it makes sense that a content creator put it out, so... Amoonguss into Swampert, so good lead. You are half poison, so if they have... and half grass, so if they have Mud Shot and Sludge, it's actually kind of a neutral... not neutral matchup, but they have quick neutral moves to throw at you here. And they do, right? So that'll chip. Of course, you have a double super effective Grass Knot, and you can survive at least... Yeah, so maybe they'll grab 1 shield from you. Sludge is at the same timing as... I think you can live and get another move off, but they may try and catch here. Nope, going for the bait. Thinking that maybe they would catch, but this is not even going to take them... Oh, it does grab the shield, though. Can we get to another one? No. What do we do here? Either way, you're going to have to start shielding up here. Primeape. Yeah, you're going to have to shield up a Hydro. They did overfarm a bit, so they... Can you get to the... Before they get to the... No. Now you're going to have to double shield. This is... Yeah, it's tough. This is the only problem with Primeape, but I tried using it. I actually used it on team successfully, but this is what I kind of noticed as well. Like, man, the Karate Chops do not apply enough fast move pressure. Like damage pressure. But there is very much a... like a tough... Like, it's good because you got the close combat and stuff, but it doesn't apply enough fast move pressure with Karate Chops. It charges fast, though. But then you get these matchups like that where it just does not work out for you. Okay. They brine you out. Can we get to the Aerial Ace before they get to a move here? They do get to a move. Hopefully it's just brine. It is just brine, so that's okay. Gonna overfarm a little bit. Yes, poison's doing super effective, but saying that we need to come out with some energy here. So take that out. Diggersby, too spammy, too bulky, too much. Diggersby. Going straight into Primeape, I'm a little surprised that you would do that. I understand it has Fire Punch. Oh, and Astonish is resisted too, so you know what? I get it, but like, Z, come on, man. You can't come into a fighter when there's a Diggersby on the lead. They're going to have an answer for the fighter. So, going to farm up, hoping farm down and double shield and come out with like 2 Grass Knots for the Diggersby. This is going to be tough. So, have 2 Grass Knots for the Diggersby, hoping to chip and then come in with Togetic is my guess. So, there's 1. Here comes... another move. This will probably grab a shield. And then I would look to get out here. Yep. And what's in the back? a Dock Spun. So Battle the Fairies, 1 Charmer, 1 Fairy Wind user. Body Slam, not good enough. Take this out before they charm you down. Pretty low. Can we... You definitely have another Airly, so you're going to have to throw immediately. Oh, you do have a nice Overfarm. Do have a Dazzling Gleam. Not enough to take out. They're going to have a Fire Punch. This will be super effective. Or Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands is neutral because you're half poison, so just going for the nuke. It's not even a nuke, but... Okay, so I'd say good lead. You have Astonish, you have Foul Play, both super effective against the Ghost. You are Poison and Grass, so nothing's hitting you super effective. Grab 1 shield right there. You may need to shield. They're going to go for CMP here. You will live if you want to, and just save 2 shields for Primeape here. They may just shield and farm down and go out 2 shields to take switch. Nope. Losing switch and giving up switch because you have 2 answers in the back. Yeah, it makes sense. You have 2 answers in the back. You don't want them to be able to start throwing Hydros at your Pokemon. Yeah, wanting to get this out of here. It is just a Bulldoze. And unfortunately, take you out. Amoonguss comes in, and now here comes the Togetic against the Greninja. Do not grab a shield from that. I was about to say, like, Greninja's too glossy to take anything. I don't know what they're doing there. Blastoise, so good lead. They'll probably get out. Maybe they have Ice Beam and they don't need to get out. And they do make a catch on a Clodsire. This is still neutral, so that's okay. And this is your best answer to Clodsire. Primeape and Togetic are not good answers here, so you are definitely just almost glad you pulled this out. Just play this matchup out. So chip it to the... Any move is neutral, so it doesn't really matter what they throw. It's all neutral. They may get to another move. Decision time, shield and farm, or just let this go. So opting to shield and farm. And it is Tink in the back. Tink's a tough Pokemon for this team too. Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, able to chip it a bit. You can Karate Chop and Rage Fist this out a bunch. Getting to another move. Hopefully, like, honestly, you hope they let this go. That maybe Karate Chop is enough resisted. And you both instant swap. Jeez. To a loaded Blastoise that has at least 2 Hydros here. And here comes the second one. And so opting to shield. Going just for the Rage Fist. Togetic's a little more in the clear because they're running Bulldoze. They do let that go and they're going to get to a move. Nope. Do win CMP on the next one here. So may grab a shield here. Or take it out. Do grab that shield. I don't know what the pacing is on their like 4th Hydro coming up here. Try to catch maybe. Yep. Try to catch successfully. That is huge. Definitely did not want to take a Hydro there. I think they undercharged a little bit, and we are not letting them potentially get to a move here. Even those... Oh, they have a shield still. They have a shield still? So the Hydro does land, and now it's a race here. This is resisted Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is a pretty good move. So resisted still may take out. Nope, just a little too tanky. They're going to have to go to play rough, and I think they'll probably have it. And we'll take you out here. Yeah, so congratulations on Legend, but I think this team is going to have seems to have a little bit of a flaw here. There's too many damn charm users, man. Like, I agree, and open, it probably has a little more play because the charm users are fewer and far between. But man, this thing's got so many damn charm users. So able to take this down or grab a shield here because it is a shadow. So you do grab a shield. Gonna have to just astonish and farm and shield, maybe double shield the weather balls and come out with 2 grass knots, kind of like last time. So that's exactly what we did. Didn't need to burn that second shield. Here comes the first grass knot. I assume we'll stay in, but if you're worried about, no, I was supposed to say, if that lands, worried about the fire punch. Another, yeah, double fairy. I've seen this double charm team already multiple times. I even mentioned it in the top team video yesterday. There's a lot of double charm out here, unfortunately. Anyways, there's like one more battle. Let's talk about Content Creator's team because these are all over the place. These are the Pidgeot team's definitely Content Creator team. That Greninja, what was it? Diggersby Greninja seems to be a Content Creator's team. Double Charm, I don't know if it's a Content Creator's team, but it's definitely a popular one here. Letting it go down so you can come in and take resisted charms so you can come out with some energy is pretty smart. But that is super effective. Needing to shield up the fire punch. I'm just interested to see if you'll actually... Do they have any shields left? No, so this will one shot. And then you can astonish down. Nice. Okay. I think this may be the last battle. But content creators teams are everywhere. And I have a few things to say about content creators teams. One is, if you're going to use a content creators team, just be aware that anyone who's following content creators, this is a spicy ass team. Okay. Anyone who's using content creator team, just be aware that if a content creators team is out and it's starting to show up on multiple people's teams, it is very easy to start to team read that and adjust your strategy. The amount of times that, like the perfect example was like running into that Primate Greninja team there in game 2 and in game 3, just being able to deal with it like that. So I think from that perspective, you need to be aware if you're using content creator teams. Don't get me wrong. There are some content creators, and back in the day, I don't even know if I consider myself a good team builder anymore, but back in the day, I was a very good team builder. And I would come up with these either like smart picks like Ninetales and Togedemaru, or I'd come up with like super strong teams like I had the Dragonite, Jellicent, Swampert Ultra League team that always dominated it for like 6 seasons. Like some teams are just like very good. The amount of... I was actually looking through, because I did these top teams yesterday, right? I did a bunch of these top teams, and I was looking through some of the top content creators in the GBL space for teams. And I know like Yonkers puts out 2 a day. I put out 2 a day. Homeslice puts out 1 a day. Accent puts out 1 a day. Rise, I checked 2, and he's a little more inconsistent. I don't know if... I don't know if every content creator team is worth trying. And even like I can go 9-2 with the team. Doesn't mean you're going to go 9-2 with it. And there's a variety of reasons for that. So I'm surprised. I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised that there's this as many people using content creator teams as there is. I would just be more, instead of just using this sort of team blindly and just being like, oh, a content creator put it out, it must be good. I don't think that's a good assumption to make. But what you could do with content creator teams is like, okay, what's the logic behind the Pokemon on the team and why is it being used, right? So we, even in the write-up here with this team, even though I think there's too many flaws with this team to use. I don't like Primate as a safe swap. I think there's too many Charmers. If Pidgeot is everywhere because the content creator teams being double weak to flying isn't going to work. So I probably would not recommend this team, but let's look at why we're using this team, right? We have Pangoro is everywhere. You saw in the top teams video yesterday, there's Pangoro is everywhere. So you have 2 answers in the back to Pangoro. That makes sense. Amoonguss is pretty safe because you got Ghost, Astonish users that you can hit super effective with Astonish and Foul Play, and you have a lot of Diggersby, which you had the Grass Knot for, and enough coverage there, and you got some bulk. So just think of like the rationale behind the team, the coverage of the team, and then think about like Pokemon that you have and be like, okay, this team worked here, but it didn't work here. This is how I adjust and stuff like that. So instead of just taking a content creator's team blindly, I would just put a little more thought into like why the team works, why the Pokemon worked, and see if you can adjust it a little bit to maybe make it a bit better or fit your play style a bit more, as opposed to just going in blindly and copying. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Thanks for this mission. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you liked the interview this morning with Daxi, and I will see you guys in the next one.